going on, guys? Amy Nicholas, and today's video I thought I would share my experience with ChatGPT's Deep Research tool. So this is something they recently rolled out, and if you look on you have to have a pro subscription, or excuse me, plus subscription, the one that's $20 a month, and you'll see at the bottom of the chat window there's a little icon now. Let's see if you can see it. Deep Research right down here next to the web search one. So yesterday, Sunday, when the markets were closed, I asked ChatGPT with the Deep Research turned on, I said, can you analyze technical analysis for Meta, Netflix, and Walmart and tell me, forecasting ahead next 6 months to 1 year, what might grow my money the fastest? And then it asked me to clarify a few things before it went into the actual deep analysis. And it asks, like, are you looking for purely technical? Do you have a preferred time frame for those technical indicators? Are there specific technical indicators you want? So I just wrote back and said, yeah, purely technical, and include Bollinger Bands and the MACD, which are two indicators on the charts that I like to kind of look at. MACD kind of shows, like, what's the trend? You know, is it kind of leaning towards the buyers are taking over? You'll see these lines curving upwards. When the sellers are taking over, it's curving downwards. Bollinger Bands kind of shows, it's like a channel, like a chart channel, where the number, or excuse me, the price action will go between these lines, and it can kind of tell you, like, okay, this is where it might go, this is, you know, up, this is where it might go down. It's all kind of hypothetical, but it does give you an idea. So right now, I think it said it somewhere in here, or somewhere when I was like trying to figure out how to use this tool, that ChatGPT is going to eventually have actual charts and color things to show you when you ask it these kinds of questions. For right now, it's just straight like text, right? Like we're used to. But it is massive. I don't know if you can see this. There's a line here on my iPad. I should probably be in the camera. Line here on the iPad, and you can kind of see the line moving, and it just goes down and down and down. I mean, it literally wrote like an entire paper on this research. It took it about, I think, like 8 or 10 minutes. I just kind of left the screen open I was typing it in on my phone, and it really went deep. Like each stock, it went into the technical outlook, like where the stock had been the past year, where it's looking like it's going, where the bands are. And what I really liked about it was specific price points. Like if you're bullish, enter here. If you're bearish, enter here. You know, watch for this dip, watch for that dip. And it's telling you exactly like what those numbers are, like the price point. And so ultimately, at the end of this query, it does tell you, and it does list the sources. So all the sites that it scanned, which it keeps a running tally while you're waiting for it to come back. It looks like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At one point I saw like 19 sources. So it really goes deep on the internet, and it's only public information. So there's no subscription information or anything that's paid or you have to have special access to. It's not going to be able to pull that up. But the final analysis here, it says, in conclusion, all three stocks have positive technical underpinnings heading into the next 6 to 12 months. But Netflix stands out as the highest among as the upside play, highest upside, given strong trend bullish indicators. Meta is a close contender with significant upside if it confirms a reversal from its recent pullback. Now, granted, the markets just closed, and today was a massive sell-off at the end of the day. In fact, this started, I think, at about an hour and a half or 2 hours before the market closed. So it would be interesting to see if it would change its answer at all, but I kind of think it's still on the money. And I say that because if looking at the chart, you know, like where we were at today, price action for Monday, Netflix was only down 0.72. And I say only down because everything was down, especially tech. And Meta was down 1.96. Walmart was down 1%. So right away, it kind of confirmed that Netflix, yeah, it held on, despite it did have a moment where it was selling off quite a bit. We hit a low of like looks like 966 today, and then it bounced back up to close at 975. So Yeah, it seems to be quite resilient compared to some of the massive losses today. I want to say the Nasdaq was somewhere around. Let's see, what did we lose on the Nasdaq here? 2.64%. That's a pretty hefty loss. Part of that was due to the horrible selling off of Nvidia, which started like early this morning. Nvidia closed at 114.06 after opening, I think, somewhere like 124 or something like that. What was the open? 123.50. Yeah, so not a great day for tech, and I think I've pointed this out in my channel before that I'm very suspicious of like where the tech sector is right now, and it's one of the reasons I'm not investing more into VGT. I still do my daily $8 challenge with investing for VGT, but I'm not buying any of it in addition to that. Like I'm staying away from this stuff right now because it's volatile, and I see things kind of just going further down, and I'd rather catch the lower dip than think I'm at the dip and it's not the dip. So anyways, yeah, it was a really in-depth thing here. I'll kind of talk on what some of these categories were that it's actually going over. It's talking about high risk and high growth, which I kind of told it like I was looking sort of for a more like 60% into growth and high risk and 40% into more stability. So of course Walmart's going to factor into the more stable side of things, but yeah, it said if Netflix breaks above resistance, it reinforces a bull case. Had Netflix closed at 985, it actually would have done what this said. At one point in the day, it hit 985, but it didn't close, so it's not a confirmation. So that leaves us at the 975 though, which still looks fairly promising, right, for the future outlook for Netflix. Walmart, it says it fits the low risk profile well, of course. Tends to be resilient in market downturns, yes. Let's see. Of course, it does point out it's far less explosive than what Netflix or Meta could do in a strong bull scenario, of course. And then it goes down to some of the critical support areas. So for Meta, 640 is critical support. And what did I say Meta closed at? Meta closed at 650, 660. So we are like right there on some of these in terms of like, you know, if it passes that next level, it's going to be definitely further downside. Netflix 936 is key support, so we closed way away from that, thankfully. Walmart $95 is strong support and 105 is strong resistance. Walmart closed at 97.60. So good job on Walmart. You know, it only lost a dollar today a share. So $1, 1%. So it's holding on despite the you know, what did the S&P close at here? Let's see. The S&P closed, where are you? Okay, minus 1.76. So not as bad as the Nasdaq at 2.64, but yeah, still pretty hefty. And even the Dow 1.48. The only thing that was green on the markets chart actually was gold, which is back at like 29.01. So interesting, right? Like there was this, I knew this was a false thing on Friday. I knew it. There was a lot of buying the last hour of Friday, and we ended up for the first time in 6 weeks, in fact, might have been even 7 weeks in a row where the market was down on a Friday. It actually was up on a Friday. And I was like, I know how this works. Like we are not in this raging bull market anymore. It's very volatile. It's very suspicious every time you see things floating upwards. In fact, this morning I was day trading and there was somewhat of a bullish sentiment going on. Like a lot of stocks were going up, Nvidia was going up, Tesla was going up, certain things were going up, and I said, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like these are gonna last, you know. And sure enough, I just waited for the timing and the entries, and I just, you know, was like, I'm gonna short sell these things, and it worked out. But yeah, it's a crazy market right now. But I wanted to share with you guys this tool is really helpful. I mean, it's going to cut back so much time it takes to sit there and look at charts and analyze, like, okay, highs and lows and closes. You can just ask chat, you know, for all these statistics, get it straight from a source, and then it can go into deep analysis for you. Now, granted, with the ChatGPT Plus membership, the $20 a month one, you're limited to 10 uses per month. So use your 10 wisely. I've only used one so far. I'm glad I checked to see how many I get, because I didn't even realize it was limited at first. But yeah, you're limited to 10 if you have the the Pro. Gosh, Pro and Plus to me don't differentiate. They need to call that something else, like Gold. Like the Gold version, that's $200 a month. Then I believe it was 120 uses a month. That's kind of like if you've got a team, if you've got employees, other people using your ChatGPT, that's when it makes more sense, right? I see no reason to pay that for right now. However, if they ever created charts like TradingView has, I might be considering it. But anyways, yeah, I just thought that was really interesting. Like I said, it brought up the freaking book here. Like this is all the technical analysis stuff. I mean, it took it some serious deep thought here. And I love that it does the support resistance levels, says, hey, if it breaks this, it's considered bullish. If it breaks this, it's considered bearish. It just dumbs it down, makes it really easy for investments. I would love to start using this tool a little bit more on the day trading side, but I kind of feel like I'm going to need more than the 10 uses per day. So anyways, check out ChatGPT. If you don't have the Deep Research tool, you may need to sign up for the $20 a month plan, which I find pays for itself every month. So useful. All right, guys, check out the videos down below if you're interested in learning more about the different investments I got going on, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.